go to India right now and try to buy a foreign car. Try to buy an American-made car, try to buy a Japanese-made car, try to buy a German-made car, and you are going to see taxes that in many cases go above 100%. Oh yeah, you heard me right. Too many times as entrepreneurs ignore what's happening in the political world because we don't want to get dragged down into the mess. But more today than ever before, we need to have a voice. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. I started Lurn exactly for this reason. So starting today with Freedom Friday, let me be your voice. What's up, you crazy fighting entrepreneurs? Welcome back to yet another Freedom Friday. This is your host, Anik Singal. And of course, I can't start without reminding you, Lurn.com, Lurn.com. Come on, are you a part of the entrepreneurial movement? Are you going to stand by and watch us go right by you? Or are you going to join the movement? We're going to put 10 million entrepreneurs into this platform, and we're all going to work together globally to help each other make our dreams come true and save the world. That's right, I said save the world. The governments are not going to do it. We have to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So go to Lurn.com. That's Lurn.com. Free membership. Go sign up. We got lots of free courses. We got paid courses, and we're building a lot of new community features coming out soon. So go ahead right now, Lurn.com. Make sure you have a free membership now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this Freedom Friday's topic at hand, and that is tariffs. How do tariffs impact entrepreneurs? Are they good? Are they bad? Should we have them? Should we not? It's a big topic going on right now with the trade war happening between the United States and China. And I don't know if I really have an opinion about this. I'm just going to kind of talk, and you are welcome to have an opinion. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, or even if you're listening to this on podcast and you want to be a part of the conversation, go to YouTube. Go to my channel on YouTube. You can type in Anik Singal, C-O-M at the top in the search bar, Anik Singal, A-N-I-K, S-I-N-G-A-L, C-O-M, and then it'll take you to my page. And let's leave a comment below and let's have a conversation. So here's the deal. I want to give you both sides to this tariff argument. And I want you to understand, I think by the time I've done thinking about it, what I've realized is you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's where I'm going to reach this kind of at the end of this podcast. I feel like that's a conclusion I'm going to reach. And so what is a tariff? Okay. A tariff is a tax that is applied to an import. Okay. So I know this from personal experience. Okay. So right now the war is going on between China and U.S. Anyone who doesn't know this, I'm of Indian descent. So my family comes from India. I was born and brought up in America. So, I bleed U.S., but I got some Indian in me too. So I got a good heart for India. And here I am telling you this as a Indian and as a American-born citizen. India is not being fair to America at all in the tariff situation. And I already know because President Trump has already been on the record kind of pointing in that direction. He's going there next after China. That's the next country. And India has not been participating in the conversations lately. They are like, whatever, screw you. They're pushing it off. So how do I know that they've not been fair? Well, go to India right now and try to buy a foreign car. Try to buy an American-made car, try to buy a Japanese-made car, try to buy a German-made car. And you are going to see taxes that in many cases go above 100%. Oh yeah, you heard me right. And by the way, doesn't stop these people from buying. I have seen more BMWs, Mercedes, Cadillacs, and probably Chevys actually. Chevrolet is like a premium brand in India, by the way. Chevrolet is you want rich status? Drive a Chevrolet. Why? Because they're freaking expensive. There's 100% tariff on these things. So you can buy a 7 Series in America for way less than what it costs to get a 5 Series in India. Way less. I mean, you probably could get you can actually come close to buying a 7 Series in US for what it costs to, actually this is true, for what it costs to buy a 3 Series if I reestablish in BMW language. For anyone who's a car fan, you got to know that's massive. Why are they doing this? So let's talk about India's perspective. Why would India do this? Like that just sounds horrific. Well, not really. I understand from India's perspective. They want their homebred cars, right? They want Tata, right? They want I don't know, there's a couple of other brands that are Indian. They want them to buy. They want them to sell. See, the thing is, these German cars, the Japanese cars, even the American cars, they are attached to extreme quality. People in India especially, they want like international, they want foreign things. It's considered to be better, and many times it kind of is. But So if they're the same prices, people are going to buy those cars. They're not going to buy the Indian-made cars. And that's going to hurt the Indian economy. It's going to put those companies out of business. It's going to lose a lot of jobs of the industry, of the people who make those cars. So what do? To protect that, you raise the tariffs on the imports to such a degree that it's too expensive. So more people are basically forced to buy local goods. That is the purpose of a tariff. Right? It is a protective defense mechanism that countries put in place to protect themselves, to protect their industry, to protect their jobs of their people. Now, the problem is we got a little bit of a tit for tat going on in the world. So our governments can be a little childish. If you go to a little kid and you poke them, they're going to poke you back. And you say, why'd you poke me? They're going to say, because you poked me. This is how our senior leadership in governments work. So most cases, you put a tariff on a country, they get angry, they put a tariff back on you. That's what we're having right now with China, a tariff war. But for the longest time, the problem has been this. All American goods coming into countries are being tariffed, but America is not applying tariffs to incoming goods. Why? I don't really know. So the whole tit for tat's not been happening with America, and it is impacting, it's creating a trade deficit, which means Americans are losing out in this international trade. So what's happening is we don't tax their product. So American companies can't. That's why Chinese goods, right? Why are products sold? They're made in China for $1. It's $7 to make it in the US. I'm not even kidding. So where do we go as businesses? Where do we go as people? We go to China. We buy it from there. I don't want to spend 7 times the amount of money. So these companies in America can't compete because labor cost is so much more, product cost is more, real estate is more, the functioning, electricity, all of this stuff just costs so much more. So ideally, what America would be doing is applying tariffs to those incoming products to make those products more expensive, hence to incentivize the American people to buy American-made stuff. But we're not. So now I've just been kind of on a rant about what tariffs are and how this war is working, and predicting, by the way, here officially on The Fighting Entrepreneur, that the next trade war will be with India because there is a lot of unfair things happening there. So the good and the bad. The good of a tariff is you protect your local economy, you protect your local industry, and you protect your local jobs. The bad on tariff is that the other country will most likely do the same damn thing back to you. And the other bad of tariffs is product costs go up. So let me just draw an example right now. Let's say this whole China trade war just hits like next level, okay? Goes to the next place. And you know how many e-commerce businesses we have right now? Come on, all you drop shippers that are just literally buying little products from Amazon and drop shipping it to people in America. Listen, President Trump has been on the record. This is about a year ago or so. He actually made a thing about e-packet. He had a problem with e-packet. Now, that's the most popular type of delivery fulfillment system e-commerce companies are using, e-packet, right? It's like this really cheap way to deliver products from China. I mean, in some cases, it's like cheaper than freaking domestic delivery of product. It's crazy. So margins on an e-commerce business are usually very slim anyways. If you're running Facebook ads, you're, like 15, 20%. You had a 30% tariff. What's going to happen? It all goes out of whack. And so you as a store owner, you can't afford that because now you're losing 15, 20%. So what are you going to do? You're going to up your prices. You're going to up your shipping. You're going to up things, right? Well, if you up your stuff, now the consumer has to pay more. And so that is how people say tariffs will increase to price increases. And it, honestly, done long enough, it probably will. But so that's the downside, right? It's like, well, I don't want to pay more. Well, but this is why I say you can't have your cake and eat it too. By the way, this is a study done. Let me just pick this up. This is really crazy. I'm going to read this quote to you, and the source is at anikpodcast.com. The link to this article is there at Anik, A-N-I-K, podcast.com. It says, collectively, the cost of tariffs is very large. The World Bank estimates that the elimination of tariffs worldwide would make the global economy $1 trillion, trillion with a T, dollar larger than it is today. That's huge. If we could all just be a full-blown global economy. Okay, sounds great, right? Well, I love that, Anik. That's great. Okay. Well, guess what, Mr. Americans and Mrs. Americans and Miss, you get my point. Guess what? Everybody in the world, your jobs will get outsourced. It's the nature of the beast. You're going to lose out, right? Industry will leave. And it will go. So cars are cheaper to make in Mexico. They're going to go to Mexico. Products are cheaper to make in India and in China and Indonesia and Vietnam and Philippines, and they're going to go there. So then we have this huge rally and cry for people who are like, protect our jobs, save our jobs. I agree, by the way. Every country should have the right to protect their people. That's actually the government's job. So protect our jobs. Well, great. Yes. How do we protect our jobs? One of the cards we pull is tariffs, so that we incentivize our local economy to buy locally and not international goods. But now, ladies and gentlemen, those tariffs mean you will get reverse tariffs. Those reverse tariff means you will be paying more as a consumer. So that is why I say I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too. So where do I stand on this? I stand on this in a matter of fairness. I will tell you that I agree with one thing, and that I think China has been taking America to town. I'm telling you, I think India is taking America to town. And that's just stupid. It's not good. It needs to be corrected. Do I think we should have a trade war? Well, I don't know. Anything with the word war in it can possibly be any good for anybody. So no, but then how else do you get there? What do you ask nicely? Hey guys, please, could you pay us hundreds of billions of dollars because it's unfair? They're not going to do it. So sometimes you got to flex a little muscle. That's my take. I do think we need to focus on more equality. It is not cool for one country to tax the crap out of everything that you send them, but then you are expected to tax nothing on what they send you. It wouldn't work. If you think about this in your personal life, you would not be cool with it. If every single time you needed help from a friend, they charged you money to talk to you, but every time they needed help, they didn't allow you to charge them. It's a very stupid example that has nothing to do with tariffs, but it's the same underlying concept. If you have to always pay your friend for their help, but every time they call you, they're like, I'm not going to pay you. You're my friend. How long are you going to do that transaction until you're like, this sucks. This is not fair. This is not cool. So just at a cool, at a very childish level, I mean, tit for tat is how it plays out. Like, it's only fair. America's being taken to the cleaners, in my opinion, by many countries. And so the way we approach it, I think could maybe probably be better. But it has to be approached. And it has to be approached kind of firmly and from a place of strength. Like that, I can definitely agree with. And I love India. All right. I am Indian through and through. And I'm telling you, India's taken America to the cleaners when it comes to the trade, like just trade back and forth. Needs to be corrected. But listen, consumers, in the end, you either deal with low jobs, no jobs, outsource industry, or you pay more for product. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. What's your opinion? Go to the YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now, leave a comment below. If you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube. Leave me a comment below. What do you think? Hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. Give me your opinion, man. I can't wait to hear from you. And then, of course, if you're listening to us on podcast, make sure to leave us a great review. And let's get this podcast out to more entrepreneurs. Let's get entrepreneurs involved in policy, man. Let's talk policy. If we don't, we're going to be left behind. The governments are not looking out for us. We got to look out for each other. We got to be a voice together. That's what I hope to be for you through this Fighting Entrepreneur Freedom Friday episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Anik Singal reminding you, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. And remember, sign up at lurn.com. We're going to put 10 million entrepreneurs into the transformational home for entrepreneurs. Until next time, entrepreneurs, go out there, kick some butt, and make sure you watch what our government is doing.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.